Alright, hello and welcome to a media discernment video. This one's going to have to be a lot quicker because there's a lot of notes. But I guess not really because I have the more than the 15-minute time limit. I forgot. So anyhow, we're going to be covering Last Friday Night, TGIF, producer John Winter, production company Rock Hard Films, director Mark Klasfeld and Danny Lockwood. This is a music video by Katy Perry, very popular. And if you don't know, I do music media discernment videos. Essentially, I watch a piece of media content, and then I jot down my notes about all the nasties of the content or potential nasties of the content. And then I do a verbal analysis based on those notes. So we're going to go through that for Last Friday Night. In of itself, the title is combined with the video is very sexual. It references date night for high schoolers and all that, but nonetheless it takes a turn for the worse and the dirty. So let's get into this. So Katy Perry is dressed up as a youthful teenager, full of youth, young girl. I think she's also dressed up as nerdy, I forget, but anyhow, Katy Perry wakes up in bed with a man who is topless. So right there, you have all the content you need to know about this music video. I assume, based upon what I remember from the rest of the notes and glancing at them, there was a party. They partied, they drank, they had fun, they didn't care about anything. They just satisfied themselves. That is not a right way to live. Just satisfy yourself. You got to satisfy other people. You don't satisfy yourself. That is a disgusting way to live. Anyhow, and regarding the relations outside of marriage bit, obviously that's not biblical. God wants one man, one woman, committed to each other for life. Love. That is love. But anyhow, addressing it in a different way, I got 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. This video highlights the world. Just don't care. Just act. Please yourself. Just be selfish. Apart from God. So this is very secular. So anyhow. And then her legs are showing with shorts. So she's showing off her legs. The video is already crazy sexualized. Alright, so and there's indication and propping up youth sexual relations outside the bounds and commitments of marriage. Yeah, I covered that. Which is God's covenant. That's how things work, and that's how society functions. Outside of that, outside of God, outside of the bounds of marriage, society will become dysfunctional and everything breaks down. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So post-party apocalypse, wrecked house, just absolutely trashed house, thus encouraging it, promoting it. This way to live. It wasn't challenged. This way to live wasn't challenged. It was promoted by not addressing it. So, absolutely garbage of the people who made this and participated in it. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And there's underwear on the back of the bedroom door. So that tells you more. So a man finds the two together in the room. Katy tries to look good for the new man, but he leaves the room. So Katy Perry, who had an interesting Friday night outside the bounds of marriage, while the guy's on the bed, asleep, a dude comes in and she's ready to go with him sexually because she tried to spruce herself up. She tried to attract the man based upon looks, not based upon heart, not based upon what's on the inside, but her looks, her appearance. That's all people value today. That doesn't last. Marriage based upon looks doesn't last. It doesn't last. That's one of the reasons why divorce rates are up so high. Based upon looks. The person stays the same. The soul stays the same. The spirit stays the same. The person stays the same. And yet, the body doesn't last. Doesn't last. The body is temporary. So, it breaks down. You're not going to be, attracted forever. There's a time for children, and there's a time not for children. That's just how it is. So anyhow, so she was ready to go with another dude, but he leaves the room. So it was like almost like a comedy bit, maybe. It's hard to remember because these notes are from ages ago. Not ages ago, but quite a while back. I forgot to get to them. So there's the illusion of homosexuality at the party, even, by the guy. So, and that's not a biblical thing either. God's definition for marriage: God made marriage. One man, one woman. Outside of that, it's not marriage. You can call it marriage, but it's not marriage based upon God's word. God decides what marriage is. He created all. Created the universe. Created all. Creation. Created man, woman to procreate. He commanded them to procreate. Replenish the earth. And replenishment different back then, so meant to fill the earth. So, and the other bit is every homosexual is from a man and a woman. So, anyhow, other folks are even in the same room passed out together, both genders. Terribly bad. It means the parents were the heck away. The parents didn't care. The youth just lusted after what they wanted to lust after. The drinking, the partying, the sexualizations, the youthful lust, not controlling themselves, not based on controlling themselves, and waiting for the special someone that they can commit to forever. No, just any which one, just meaningless. That's what it is outside of marriage. Meaningless. So, anyhow. So, yeah, just other folks even in the same room. Whether that was afterwards of the Friday night stuff or not, I don't know. Maybe they didn't even have relations. Maybe I'm just jumping the gun, assuming the half obvious of what would be the case, but it seems like it was a pretty significantly heavy, immoral party. So anyhow, there's endless alcohol cups referencing to drinking, and we got stuff on that. Ephesians 5:18, and be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Common sense. Be in control of yourself. Don't waste time. Your youth years, my gosh, are the most important, are very important. It sets you up for later. So you don't want to get tripped up early on. You want to be very strong every day, very strong. You don't want to get tripped up. So Alcohol, no good. Bunch of bad effects. It doesn't make sense to get involved with it. Just a bunch of bad. You could get angry. You could get this. You could do things you didn't want to do. You're just not in control. It's mindlessness. It's mindlessness. It's not being in control of yourself. The best thing you can do is be in control of yourself. Why the heck would you not want to be in control of yourself? Why would you want to drink and get drunk? Oh my goodness. And just mindlessly do whatever happens or whatever happens to you. Who knows? It's just nonsense. And it is of the world. This is the music video of the world. It's just sad. A man shirtless covering his upper half with marker. And then a man tied up with duct tape. They think that's funny. Probably because they were drunk. Just mindlessness. Not caring about real issues. Just mindless partying. How do they think that is life? How do they think that is life? And then we get Katy showing off her hickey from a man on her neck. So we get some more insights to what was going on. Katy uses her laptop on her bed. Even that, I would like to highlight that that's very risky and flammable type idea, and because of the lack of airflow. And it could, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, some things cause certain things and some things don't. Maybe it could cause death with a buildup of some sort of chemical in the air. I'm not sure. I more so would be concerned with the it being flammable due to the non-airflow and such a fluffy bed bit. So anyhow, that is a bad idea. So Katy checks the internet to find out what happened last night due to social media. She is photoed on Friendplace, a template rename of Facebook, and finds herself licking a man's belly button in a video and showing off her cleavage. Encouraging idiotic worldly activity. Pointless. Just feeding themselves, and they will never be satisfied. But yeah, just she didn't even know what she did. That's just the mindlessness of it. She didn't even know what she did. She had to look it up. You should never have to look up what you did. Although God's gonna look up what we all did. Let's just cover it again because I feel like it. 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And is Katy Perry, this is another thing, is Katy Perry being a good influence on females? Is this good for females? No. Is this good for men? No. Is it good to be promoting this kind of lifestyle? No. No. In all the aspects. No. Common sense. No. The man comments, looks like I found my next goddess. So it's just total promotion of sexual liberty in youth and a lack of commitment to one woman and cherishing that. Just totally not Christian. Jeez. Katy pulls down 2 middle fingers with her thumb, which is a hand symbol. 2 middle fingers with her thumb. How was that? Oh, the devil horns. Okay, I know what she was doing. She was doing the devil horns, a secret sign, satanic sign, possibly secret society sign. I don't know. Probably not that much. It's probably just more blatantly obvious. But you know, the devil horns type thing. That's not good to flash that either. That tells you some stuff. But there's other secret hand signs and stuff of secret societies. But that wasn't. I don't think that qualifies as one of them. I don't know. They do that. Popular figures do that, but I don't like it. Then there's some sort of flashback. Katy hears the party outside continuing, so she cannot focus on her studies. I don't know what it's getting at there. I don't know what it's getting at there. But there is a message there. There is a message there. Maybe it was before all that went down, probably. So, neighbor party. There's a neighbor party. And she's being a good girl. She's focusing on her studies. She's not caring about the party that's going on. She's actually caring about her future. And at the party outside, there's what appeared to be a sexual blow-up doll. Why the heck are you exposing the youth to that? Why are you exposing the youth to that? If even a 16-year-old, let's say, has a computer, you want to normalize a sexual blow-up doll in a music video to them? On that basis alone? What if a 13-year-old saw that? What the heck is wrong with you, guys? Who made this? What the heck is wrong with you? Then there's a totally tattooed up man. We can cover that. Leviticus 19:28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. God made you without tattoos. Why the heck would you think it's cool to wear a tattoo, to have a tattoo? It could have possible negative effects. It makes you not as good an influence on other people. It's modifying your body. You don't need to modify your body. You're fine just as you are. How God made you. So, anyhow, let's continue. Tattooed man. There's a bunch of making out. There's cleavage shown off. Have to be sexualized. There's a necklace. I don't agree with jewelry, but I'm probably a little more far that way than other people would be on any normality, but I just hold a high standard, and it's just my opinion. Piercings and stuff, but piercings have been normalized as well. So Katy reaches down the man under the blanket. I don't necessarily remember, but I'll safely assume she knew what she was doing, and maybe, see, the thing is, I don't remember. She either just touched down his stomach area, or they were trying to get across to the viewers that she, went for something to touch while he was knocked out, unconscious from the alcohol in the night and the probably relations. So she touched a man who was out. A woman drags Katy into the party. So Katy didn't stay. There's a man with earrings. That's kind of weird. Man don't need earrings. Earrings are a modification of the body. I don't see that as necessary. Once again, I can go to the tattoo thing for even piercings. Leviticus 19:28. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Why the heck would you modify your body? That is not cool. That is not cool. That is not cool. That is just being wild, crazy, rebellious. It's not cool. It's not cool. Drinking is not cool. Smoking is not cool. Tattoos are not cool. Piercings are not cool. The more extreme form of tattoos and piercings are not cool. It's silly to normalize those things. Let's continue on. So a nerd falls for nerd version of Katy. There's more earrings. A man passes by Katy for her looks and smell. See, just mindlessness. They don't care about the heart. They just care about the physical appearance. Promoting appeal of women by him going after a hot blonde with a sucker. Yeah. So they're just promoting the sexuality of the youth. They're just fueling it, promoting it. And they're saying this is what's normal. This is what's normal. This is how you should be. Not challenging it. There's drinking, of course. Of course, there would be drinking at a party. Drink alcohol, not supposed to be. Maybe it's a college. Maybe it's a college type thing. Maybe that makes more sense rather than high school. But nonetheless, still pretty much the same. Just why? Ephesians 5:18, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Why would you not want to be in control of yourself? My gosh. Man shows off his abs. Of course, sexualization. Just do that for the views and money. And shows off his underwear to win over the woman who touches him. I'm not saying it in any particular way there, but just starts touching him or whatever, I suppose is what I meant by that note. A friend helps Katy put on the right attire to attract a man. Flawed. Completely flawed. You have totally the wrong foundation. Men should not be attracted to a girl solely based on her looks. There has to be some form of physical attraction, yes. But you should not care about her physical appearance more than her heart, who she is, her soul, her spirit. Or else you have just something completely skewered, absolutely skewered. And that is of the world. I want to go back to it yet again. 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. So, Katy is teaching the completely wrong thing. It's Katy being in this is even in of itself common sense, teaching girls that if you put on the right clothes, you can attract the right guy. If you put on sexualized attire, you will attract the dude you want, or whatever the case. And that's the wrong way to go about it. The man should not be attracted to her in that way solely. That is not how, and a girl should not exploit that of a man being tempted. That's messed up. And then we see her bra, she's showing off, not caring. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. That's a red flag. If a girl is showing off her bra, that's not a good sign. Double hand sign. I don't know what I meant by that. A friend helps Katy to increase her appeal with adding chest padding. Once again, emphasizing the wrong value on all the wrong things. A friend helps Katy to wax her mustache to increase her appeal. Now, that is probably a little bit more fine, highlighting more of a difference between man and woman, even though woman is of the man. Woman is from the man, the rib of the man, Adam, formed of the rib by God. But anyhow, that part I don't disagree with at all. I think there should be a lot of distinction. Anyhow, various women attire showing off, short shorts showing off, a lot of leg, middle shown, her belly, and various cut tops. Katy arrives with a very tight short skirt and a top, showing off her belly and shoulders area. Katy dons earrings of 6 pyramids, a symbol, and the pyramids are really popular symbol right now. Going back to ancient Egypt, pyramid stands for New World Order type of society and control, and those kind of things even link back to Babylon Tower. But the thing is Satan at the top. And it's interesting there were 6. 6 stands for incompleteness in the creation. by God. Seventh day, things were complete and holy. So she has 6 pyramids, and she also donned 6 bracelets, which I thought was interesting. And at the end, she also holds up 3 fingers on each hand. 3 instances of 6, which, if you add those up, 6, 6, 6. Mark of the beast. So what is she promoting? I don't know. But yeah, the Illuminati pyramid, Satan at the top, not yet established, but that's what it's being promoted as in these days in the media industry, making it cool, making it normalized as the prerequisite to the end times. All that stuff then will be perceived by the general public as normal. So anyhow, I just think that is interesting. 6, 6, and 6. Wow. I'm even stunned rereading that note from back when I wrote it. Anyhow, Katy all decked out in fakeness. It's not really her. Just boatloads of makeup and, sexualized attire. Shocks the man who actually rejects her, which is amazing. Shocks the man who rejected her. Okay. Yeah, he's floored. So she went after, as revenge, the dude who thought she had no appeal. And he changed his mind because of her physical appearance. When she was all uglified and nerdied, he didn't care about her, tossed her aside. But now that she has all the physical appeal, he was all for her. He was stunned. It's just interesting. That's not how things should be. That's not how things should be. A female should be valued in a relationshipy type of sense, not just based on sexual stuff. It should be about her heart, about who she is. Based upon the physical appearance is not going to last. Think in 10 years, in 30 or 50 years, what is she going to look like? She ain't going to look like that. That kind of relationship isn't going to last. Marriage, whatever the case. All of this stuff ain't marriage. At the time of writing, it has, nearly 640 million views. A dance competition on Dance Game Begins. Various shots, and that's not alcohol reference. I meant various camera shots. Party rages on. Katy pukes into a shoe because she drank too much. And that's people not listening to their own even bodies. 1 John 2:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father but is of the world. She drank so dang much she puked. Her body rejected it. Because you can't tolerate too much of anything. You have limits. We have even more. Good gosh, this is a long one. This is probably the longest media discernment video I'll do. So, the man now gropes Katy, upsetting the nerd, and then the nerd ends up winning. Both are knocked out on the bed, the nerd and the man, I guess. Katy checks on more photos on the internet that being updated of the party. So it went back and forward in time. Someone pulling half her top. Someone pulling half of her top down, revealing nearly half her chest area, whilst a man checks out and grinds against her backside. Can't make it up. This is the kind of garbage they're pushing onto the youth. And I am absolutely disgusted and sickened and really upset with this kind of trash. This is what they're normalizing. This is what they're normalizing. This is what the media industries are normalizing. This is absolutely nuts how much power they have to normalize this stuff onto the youth. What if a 13-year-old saw that? Do you think they need to see that? Do you think they aren't going to have enough problems without that they're going to be dealing with, let alone to be sexualized so early? What a horrible influence on people. My gosh. I don't even want to say, I mean, on some basis I want to say that bit again, but on another basis I don't. And then there's drunk with one eye open, shot angle or something, which is once again flashing. Well, maybe the first time in this video, but the Illuminati eye symbol of Satan. And there's just Katy drinking and Katy puking again. Didn't even learn. Her parents arrive upset initially. Her mother donning a pocket cloth, which is revealed to be a pyramid shape, coincidentally, which once again is the satanic symbol, New World Order symbol. So what is Katy promoting? Katy, no doubt, tries to make excuses instead of manning up, fessing up. I did wrong, confessing, and moving on, and being forgiven or whatever. She tries to make excuses. What did Adam and Eve do? Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent for what they did. They did not hold themselves accountable for what they did. They did not have that. So it was just ridiculous. Anyhow, this is getting quite lengthy. So the parents shrug off the state of the house. No punishment, no nothing. This is what is being promoted. You will not be punished for having a insane party, trashing the house, getting everyone drunk, not doing your homework, focusing on your future. Just mindlessness, drinking, and sexual activity. So then we have leaving Katy holding the hand of the man in bed with her. I don't know what that's trying to mean. Then Katy kind of takes to a banana as if it didn't need to have another sexual reference. Jeez. Another scene with the parents, which is another scene with the pyramid cloth. Katy looks under the sheet at the... Oh, okay, so this is the part. Okay. Maybe it was the other bit, too, related. I don't know. We'll see. Or whatever. So then Katy looks under the sheet at the man's body part. Now, this is the part I probably was thinking was the other bit. The other bit, she probably just ran her hand down. I don't know. Maybe both are similar with what we're getting at here or not. I don't know. But nice job being a good influence, Katy. Nice job. Katy looks under the... So, and there's a censored bit. Katy's top is being pulled down, revealing her chest. Really? You put a dang censored female chest in a music video. Boy, they are just pushing the limits of what they are tossing onto the youth. They are crippling the youth sexually. Damage is being done. They're influencing them early with this trash. If the youth stumble upon this kind of stuff, that's going to affect them for a long time. Long time. Maybe lifetime. There's various things that they are fallible to. And this really upsets me. Katy drinks again, pukes, and then goes after another man, or a man, or whatever. Katy and the nerd mess with their tongues. The man checks out the blonde's butt after distracting her. She has her sucker. So that's it. That's it. I talked over 30 minutes, almost 35 minutes, plowing through the content, the trash content of this video. I forget how long the video was, but I'd like to know right now. That would be interesting. But I talked for about 35 minutes going through the content. Let me check. Last Friday night. Let's check. Last Friday night. See how long the video is. 8 minutes. Okay, so we did pretty good. We about times 4'd it. So I think that's pretty good. But this was just absolutely disgusting. The kind of society that is being promoted. And all this trash upon the youth. Saying this is what's normal. This is what you should do. This is how you should act. If this stuff isn't being challenged, that's what's going on. Absolutely disgusting. A careless, sexual liberty, drunkenness, partying, just don't care kind of society, which is destructive in its derailment from the Christian basis. This is what you get. Just mindlessness. Just whatever people want. Instead of living for other people, they're just living for themselves mindlessly. Instead of living for their future, they're living for the now. A society that does not care. Lives only for themselves. And not living a life worth living, which is for other people. Selfish versus selfless. One is satanic, one is godly. So anyhow, that is my media discernment video on last Friday night. Lots in there. Lots in there. Certainly got me fired up. So anyhow, yeah, I think we did good. We did over 4 times the video length, plowing through it. So anyhow, I got one more that I want to get to. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more media discernment videos. I will see you up ahead. Take care, cool.